Reports say the latest ICE crackdown will target Haitians as more than 300,000 lose their temporary protection status, or TPS, with arrests and deportations potentially starting as early as today. The Haitian Times reports officials are expecting about 1,000 deportees per month. NewsNation national correspondent Ryan Bass is live in Florida, which has some of the largest Haitian community. Ryan, what can we expect?
Yeah, Nick, nowhere is expected to feel an impact more than the state of Florida here. Today marks a pretty big turning point for hundreds of thousands of Haitians across the country because temporary protected status expires after the Supreme Court did clear the way for the Trump administration basically to end the program, which means that we're talking about roughly 300,000 people. That's about the size of, think, Orlando or Cleveland that could be in line for deportation if they don't have another path to temporary citizenship. Now, TPS, I should say, this program has been around for Haitians since 2010 and that earthquake that devastated the country, allowing them to leave to legally live and work in the United States while Haiti recovered. Those protections have been extended several times since then. But last month, the Supreme Court cleared the way for the Trump administration to end the program. Border Czar Tom Homan, he is defending the move, saying TPS was always meant to be temporary. The Trump administration argues that conditions in Haiti have improved enough to end those protections. But the State Department still considers Haiti too dangerous for Americans to travel to, saying that there is high crime and kidnappings. If ICE begins targeting Haitians who've lost temporary protected status, Florida is expected to see it more than anywhere else. More than half of Haitian TPS holders live here. Large populations also, though, are in New York, Massachusetts, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, Ohio, Georgia, and also Indiana. We spoke with the executive director of the Florida Immigrant Coalition, who says for many families, just the fear and the uncertainty of if they will be picked up by ICE, that is enough of a punishment here, as opposed to just even staring down the options of being deported.
The threat of seeing your parents disappear overnight, the idea that the living in fear 24/7, not knowing when your turn is coming, right? Imagine, I want people to think about The Purge. If somebody has seen the movie The Purge, think about when people are just waiting for their turn to come.
Tessa says that Haiti should still qualify for the TPS program because of the country's ongoing political instability and violence that is ravaging Haiti right now. But the Senate rejected a bill that would have extended this program through 2029. Haitian officials, by the way, Nick, tell the Miami Herald that U.S. officials have told them to prepare for at least 2 flights, deportation flights, a week once those protections officially end, which is slated to be today, Nick.
And Ryan, this comes as the White House is also focusing on denaturalization.
Yeah, the Trump administration has made that a top priority as well. They're ramping up efforts to strip citizenship from people they say that never should have become U.S. citizens in the first place. The Justice Department says that it plans to file at least 250 denaturalization cases by October in what would be basically the biggest of its kind in modern American history. So far this year, just to give you some context, Nick, it's already filed nearly 90 cases. That is almost 4 times as many as during the entire Biden administration.
Ryan Bass, live for us in Florida with the latest. Ryan, thank you so much.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.